There's a touch of beauty in the essence of a tempered friendship, one that has been tested through time and molded by the fire of trial. One may often be tempted to push themselves out of a bond formed decades ago because of distance and calamities. For it is no easy task to endure a prolonged commitment to that which is close to the heart, when time lingers on the absence of the voice and the present smile of a friend. A force of resentment issues the soul with a desire to let go of the remaining spark of friendship, yet a part still holds on to the very spirit that gave the friendship its origin. It's an ongoing conflict from self-realization that is not easily diminished. But by trusting the very same fate that bound the relationship together all those years ago, so should they try to trust in the second power of time, its ability to reawaken that which has been assumed lost and forgotten. For when a friend returns from the void of separation, in a moment of hope and places their palm on the shoulders of contempt, realize that they do not do so out of mockery, but out of the kindness of their heart, to restore that which has been shattered by lament. A friend will witness the anger and sadness layered underneath the watery eyes of the one who feels betrayed by the lack of their presence. At the same time, a friend would never feed on their misfortune, but to meet them with sympathy and reassurance. For during the moment of doubt and sorrow as a friend falls, they'll reach their hand to remind them of the loving bond that must be carried, to hold their hand tight, however not as a rescue, but as support, a trusted mentor for the weakened soul of the other. To permit the endurement of such a task is never easy, and they must not allow themselves to falter behind greed, anger, or impatience, even during the challenging circumstances of their own life, when time is against them. But if one keeps in memory the foundations of what made the relationship excel in the past, a bitter shadow can be restored into a light of forgiveness if they pull themselves up with the helping grasp of their friend. However, even the life of the strongest fellow will be challenged by a bleeding tree that is falling apart. So to find the will to assist the one who pulled you from the darkness of your heart is to harden the obsidian iron flowing through the chain both promised not to depart. To find comfort in knowing the effort laid down in a test of time will be kept as a reminder of the one who didn't give up when a friend was drowning. But even with skilled capabilities, the best intentioned, and a mind forged by the core of the mountain, there is no certainty that the hopes of a friend will prevail. However, with enough understanding and acceptance, the chain of a brotherly friendship requires more than the strength of an erupting mountain to separate it. To simply speak to one another as kin in an echoing cave can heal any past wounds at the right moment. For even though the friendship fails to liberate from the forces of external evil, while the flames of the forge is fading, it does not mean its long-lasting bond should return to its former suffering when one must depart for a different journey. A friend doesn't have to be kept within sight or within reach, as comfort can be found knowing that they grace the land of their travel with the aspiration for a better future for all. To remember that during the moment when they were tested by darkness, they reached out with hope for salvation. Regardless of how dark the falling leaf may be, there's always hope to be found if it's given a shimmering tear of light and a slight push in the right direction. During a moment in a fortunate hour of a passing day, the separated paths may find their way together once again, but until that time, dwell not on the absence, but instead rise knowing that there is a part to play, one which involves remaining a friend to the one who chose not to look away.